Hey folks, Az here at Shield Canine. So today I'm going to talk about marking rewards versus just giving the dog the reward. A lot of people think of rewarding as just giving something, but there's a lot more to it than that. It's how the dog takes the reward, and it's also how you deliver the reward. Let's talk about marking. The vast majority of trainers use a marker to tie a behavior to the consequence of a reward. Basically, it's a bridge between the behavior and the positive consequence, all right? So for instance, for me, I go, chip, and my dog knows when he hears that noise, he's getting something good. The utility of that is that you're able to bridge the gap between a desirable behavior and the reward. A lot of the time, especially with more experienced dogs, when they're doing something desirable, I will actually just deliver the reward for the desirable behavior. So, for instance, Goose. All right, so my dog's healing, he's showing good energy. All right, I like it, things are going well. I can just give him the reward for doing that, all right? So let's talk first about marking. So I like to use marking a lot in the teaching process. So if my dog doesn't really know how to do something and I'm teaching him something brand spanking new, a brand new concept, I like to use voice markers to incrementally help him work his way into the desirable behaviors. That's really useful in the learning process. It helps the dog learn new concepts. And of course, I'll also use it with the dog who's already experienced. Now, I like to use the marker when my reward is not where I want the dog to look. So I'll show you. I'm gonna hold the ball in my right hand. Now, Foos, my dog's healing. I don't want him to look at my right side. So what I'm gonna do here is I actually like to use an intermediate bridge where I go spin, chip, right? And what I'm gonna do there is I'm gonna bridge with the spin and then I'm gonna finish it with the terminal marker of chip. But why would sometimes I just deliver the reward? So for some dogs, like Gage, who have a lot of prey drive, Foos, and I'm using a prey type reward, just delivering the reward actually can create more focus and fixation. He looks up a lot because he's thinking the reward is somewhere, he can't quite see it because of where it is, but it's up there and it's gonna come down. Whereas if I was marking, he wouldn't maybe have to pay the same amount of attention. He'd wait till he heard the mark. Now, of course, you can also use it when you're doing positions, for instance. So you can get the dog to track the ball and use his prey drive and his pursuit to get him to track the toy and then just deliver the toy. Him expecting you to just deliver the toy creates, again, a little bit more drive and intensity in the dog. Because again, he's not quite sure. He just knows he's got to pay attention to the toy. Now let's talk about the downsides of training like this. The reason why I don't exclusively train always marking every positive behavior is because, like anything, habituation down. Habituation, it lowers the drive. The dopamine rush he gets out of that is going to become less. Versus sometimes if you're just directly delivering the reward, and sometimes if you're marking, now the mark becomes actually a little bit more valuable to him. And he gets a higher level of dopamine because it's part of the variability that makes training so fun. So the downside of too much marking is the dog kind of gets a little bored with it. One more little thing I want to share with you guys about using direct rewards. So let's say I'm trialing, and my dog's super used to having rewards come from up high. Let's just say I take a basic position. He's getting a little flat, he's a little tired. Maybe the judge isn't looking. Look at that, now all of a sudden, there's an itch over here on the back of my neck. So you guys get the idea. Direct rewarding, you can utilize, you can replace holding the ball with just kind of maybe reaching towards where he thinks the ball is because the ball has been there a lot, or the tug, or whatever it is you're using. Now the downside to direct rewards, if you do it too much, and I see this a lot, is people rewarding from places where they don't want the dog to look. So let's say I'm holding the ball in my right hand and I'm healing. Now the desired behavior is that he's looking up, but if I'm just delivering the ball from my right hand over time, I don't care how you shaped it, his head's gonna drop and he's gonna start looking across your body and crowding you because he's expecting the ball from the right side. I hope this makes sense to you. Now, quick summary. The benefit of directly rewarding the dog, it's variable, so it's exciting. It increases intensity and drive, especially in certain dogs, because they're never quite sure where the reward is going to come from. And it just gives you another way to deliver the reward to your dog to maintain peak dopamine levels when you're training. Now, the downside if you're delivering the reward from bad places, it can create a situation where the dog starts to offer undesirable behaviors. Now, the positive side of marking, it's really great for shaping new behaviors. You can really mark your way into a new behavior. It's a great way to train the dog. And the downside is if you do it too much, habituation can create lower drive and lower intensity in the training. So using both of these can give you different tools to use at different times. Thanks for watching. I hope this helps you. Check out our online training if you're interested in the way that we train, shieldk9.ca, and feel free to also check out our sponsor, Eric Outdoor USA. They have some fantastic training pants. Like, subscribe, comment below, yada, yada, yada. I'll see you guys next time.